Two Nigerians have been found guilty for human trafficking and they will be deported once they finish serving their prison sentence. The saddest part of this money story is that there is a 2 years old child who will never see her parents again, who may not know her history about how she came into this situation. It was a beautiful day in Manchester International Airport when a flight has just arrived from Nigeria via Ethiopia. The immigration officers, they saw two couples with a baby. They were acting suspicious. What they discovered led them to the situation of a child being adopted. Good morning. The Lunch Club brings you the latest update about the daily lived experiences of immigrants. We share stories not to scare anyone, but to inform and educate our people. Knowledge, they say, is power. If you see any value in this content, kindly support this channel by hitting the like button. Frank is my name for those seeing my face for the first time. This story, we have three names that we're going to give you, and these are their real names. We have Raphael Ossai, Oluwakemi Olasonia, and we have a woman whose name has not been disclosed. There is a 2-year-old child called Lucy. Oluwakemi and Raphael were the ones that arrived from Nigeria on their Manchester International Airport. They stopped at the airport. They had a baby with them. Immigration officers suspected that they were acting suspicious and therefore started interrogating them. They asked them who's this baby. They said the man Raphael said the baby is his partner's baby, Oluwakemi. Oluwakemi then presented a birth certificate which shows that she is the mother of this baby. The immigration officers were not convinced that this birth certificate is genuine and this couple are the parent of this child. They started searching the bag of the adults. They then find another birth certificate hidden in Raphael's bag. And that birth certificate claimed that Raphael's wife, who is British, is the mother of this baby. The immigration officer started asking them, you have two birth certificates for one child. One of the birth certificates said Raphael Oluwakemi is the mother of the baby, and the other birth certificate said the mother of the baby is Raphael's wife, who was not traveling with them. A report have it that Oluwakemi has just been granted a visitor's visa, just been granted a British work permit. She was coming to the UK to work. The woman that was then asked by Raphael to come with him, claiming to be the mother of the baby. Some reports have it that Raphael paid for Oluwakemi's flight ticket, for Oluwakemi to accompany her, that it was just staged. Oluwakemi then, when the immigration then presented the evidence to her, said, look, who is the baby of this? Who is the mother of this baby? You have a birth certificate that you've shown us that says you are the mother, whereas we have another birth certificate which says that Raphael's wife, who was not traveling with them, is the mother of this baby. We need to know this baby's identity. Raphael is married to a British woman. Him and this British woman, they met in Kenya. Raphael has never been to the UK before that time. They got married. They do not have any child. Raphael applied to come to the UK. He was denied a visa on financial ground. So Raphael then really turned back to Nigeria. He was living in Lagos in Nigeria. This baby in question, whose name is Lucy, was born. A DNA test later showed that Raphael and none of these people are the parents of this child. This baby was born in the rural part of Nigeria. Her mother is a university student. The mother had the baby. After 3 days, the mother said she could not care for the baby and she needed somebody to have the baby. So the mother then gave up this baby to be fostered. The baby was then given to Raphael in Nigeria. Raphael said he was taking care of this baby. He has always seen this baby as his own. He was regarded as the child foster parent in Nigeria. But Raphael did not have any authority to take this child outside Nigeria. So when Raphael and his wife got married in 2007, they've been trying to have a baby. They didn't have any baby. And that was when some reports have it that was when they then came up with this idea that we need a baby and we are going to bring this baby to the UK under false pretense that the baby, it belongs to us. They did not notify the authorities in the UK because as a British citizen, which Raphael's wife is, the woman can adopt a child from outside the UK and that child will automatically become British citizen. However, before you must adopt a child from outside the UK, you have to apply for what is known as certificate of eligibility from the Home Office. This Raphael and his wife, they did not follow this process. They just wanted to follow the back door. Then when they were then arrested at Manchester Airport, that was when they now realized that, look, the game is up. The authorities have enough evidence to nail you, and therefore you're not going to help yourself if you keep lying. Oluwakemi, who was looking for somebody to buy her a ticket so that she can come to the UK, this woman who has worked all her life to come to the UK because she was looking for somebody that will give her a free ticket to come with them. This woman was arrested at the airport when they realized that she was lying. They was arrested, charged with human trafficking, and the woman was then found guilty. This story did not end there. If you see any value, kindly support this channel by giving this video a like. A lot of people from our community can learn from this video. When these two people then found out that they have enough evidence to nail that, they then raised their hands up and said, we lied. We are not the parent of this child. Meanwhile, the child was then placed in foster care with non-black parents. The report having that when this child was being placed in foster care, the child was very, very distressed. The child was crying uncontrollably. The child was crying because the child did not know the people that she was living with, the white parent. The child doesn't know anything about it. She has grown up in Nigeria throughout her life. She's never seen. She wasn't familiar. She was in an environment that she wasn't familiar with. Then the case went to court. The border authority then called Kafkas. That's the people that deals with children's voices. Kafkas then came. They said this child was neglected. The fact that Raphael is saying that he was feeding this child, he was taking good care of this child, that this child was neglected by Raphael and his wife in Nigeria. The judge then said, yes, that the Nigerian embassy, they contacted the Nigerian embassy to try to trace this girl's parents in Nigeria so that this girl can be returned back to her mother in Nigeria. But the Nigerian embassy did not cooperate with the court. And the judge has now said that Raphael and his wife, they came up and said they want to adopt this child. That the wife said, okay, since the authority is now saying that they did not do things normally, instead of this child being placed with people that she doesn't know, let the wife, who is British, adopt this child. And the judge said, no. The fact that you and your wife, you try to bring this child through the back door, Raphael has now been found guilty, that the judge said that he doesn't find the two of them as credible people who will be able to adopt this child. That this child needs a new identity, the child needs a new home. Poor Lucy, who is only 2 years old, the judge has now said the child should be placed up for adoption and the child will not see her parent again. These child circumstances, there are valuable lessons that can be learned from this case. You have a 2-year-old child who has now found herself in a new environment. The judge has said that the child should be placed up for adoption and this child will have a new name, new identity, that the child will be told her past. But the saddest part is that this child will never see her mother again, because the judge has now ordered that Lucy should be adopted and given a new name. And the two Nigerians that brought her to the UK, those two people, Oluwakemi and Raphael, they have currently been jailed. At the end of their jail, Oluwakemi, her work visa will be cancelled, has already been cancelled. She'll be sent back to Nigeria, and the same applies to Raphael, who will be deported at the end. There are valuable lessons that can be learned. The saddest part of this case, I said before, is this poor 2-year-old child who will never see her mom again. Her mom gave her up because she couldn't care for her. The girl was smuggled into the UK by people who claim to be her parents, only for them to now be in jail. What are the lessons that you can learn from this story? There are valuable lessons. There's nothing like going through the right door. If Raphael's wife had applied for a certificate of eligibility, all this would not have happened. If you know anyone from our community or anyone that you think will benefit from this video, kindly share with them. Give this video a like so that more people can see it. What is your view? Let me know what your views are in the comments.